Why are we going on a diet? Why?
In the words of Broski B and the Swedish House Mafia, why? Tell me why. In massive sports science, content not commentary, sports science, definitely not bro science. Bro science, get out the door. And in this episode, we'll review the reality TV show, How to Lose Weight Well. Spoiler alert, they don't do it at all well. I should really add those spoiler alerts in every review, really.
And this review will be a short review, under 20 minutes long. I score How to Lose Weight Well Summer Special an 85.1, and here's why.
There's always something to slim down for. But the world of dieting makes more empty promises than a calorie-free donut.
I have tried diet teas.
A green smoothie diet.
Grapefruit diet, nearly died off that.
We're here to help you dodge the drivel and navigate through the nonsense. Each week, we'll try the newest, most hyped-up diets today, so you can decide for yourself which ones are worth stomaching.
And most importantly, it's a summer special. Where's me shades? Where's me tequila? Where's me palm trees? The show's structure followed a group of individuals, usually paired off in between twos.
In our summer special, will housemates Sophie and Zoe drop a dress size for their summer black tie back? Can glamorous grannies Barbara and Denise get trim for a trip to sunny Ibiza? And will footballing friends Theo and Irvis pair down for a pool party?
The friends were put into cheesy subcategories based upon their diets.
And one person will do a particular type of diet, and another person will do another diet. Fad diets. Why do fad diets?
Crashers on 7-day diets, shapeshifters on 6-week plans, and life changers on bespoke 3-month programs that Helen and I designed ourselves.
At the climax of each diet, they showed the magical weigh-in to demonstrate how much they lost from doing the fad crash diet.
But in between this, they often had actual factual-based evidence, looking at certain things like herbal teas, for instance.
Before showing the old reality TV show trope and often contrived situation, the short-term diet has changed their life. In the case of the footballers, this was 5 minutes after their weigh-in and a pool party in the room next door.
The one thing I will say is that the program was primarily designed for people looking to lose small amounts of weight. If you're not mentally strong enough, capable, maybe you are obsessive about your loss of weight, this program is definitely not for you, and I think you should get a check, and see the link down below for the Beat charity.
The host of the show was Dr. Xand and Dr, who is a well-respected television doctor often working on the journalistic program BBC Horizon, and dietitians Helen and Staci Stewart. Than the crash diets mentioned, the information was strong with a scientific backing.
But I don't get it. What they're doing is focusing on what we refer to as diet culture. Diet culture is what we refer to as these fads, diets about losing weight. Yes, they do work in the short run, but they don't necessarily sort out the cravings according to the eat whoever you want type of people, the intuitive eaters. Likewise, when you lose weight, you generally, especially with an obese person, as seen from this Joe Rogan clip,
your body fat level drops, your leptin levels drop, and your brain hears that, and it kicks in a starvation response, basically. And this is the main reason why weight loss is so difficult, because your brain is like, no, I don't want to be losing fat. This is the thing that's really important to understand about obesity, is that people with obesity have a higher set point. So it's like turning your thermostat from 70 to 80, and then your thermostat's regulating around 80. People with obesity, they're not regulating around 170 anymore, they're regulating around 250. And so when you cause a lean person to lose weight, you see the same thing as when you cause a person with obesity to lose weight. You see this reaction in their brain circuits that regulate body fatness that drives them to increase their cravings and their hunger, their metabolic rate drops.
So it would be an evolutionary mechanism to force you to seek food.
Correct.
Lolly-loving Barbara was tempted but determined.
I don't think you've ever, fully stuck to something.
Oh, I can't wait to have pizza as well.
there is a pure focus, creating a caloric deficit. But that's not necessarily healthy. Just because you're losing weight isn't necessarily healthy. You have to have a healthy, balanced diet.
Why? You can't see anything. You've got a dad belly now. You're a dad.
When I first met you.
I remember you being a nice 38.
Yes, it is natural to not like certain parts of your body or want to lose weight in certain parts of your body. That is perfectly natural. However, spot reduction is not possible, and the problem with this show in particular, although they didn't state it, they gave the perception that it might be possible. Losing weight for the average person is not necessarily going to be a bad thing. If you are obese, then it is vital that you lose weight in order to be healthy. However, this show did not explain the nuance around weight loss, why people should do it, or why you shouldn't do it, or yet again, why it might be healthy, for instance, or unhealthy. This show, although it had the information there, did not explain the individual differences and individual needs, the context and relevance, eating protocol or diet, and yet again, the nuance behind the information and why they're actually doing it. You need the correct amount of macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins, and a healthy amount of stuff that we can't produce necessarily. Your minerals and your vitamins, they are your micronutrients.
Sophie has 2 flasks that we fill with hydrochloric acid that imitates the environment of the stomach.
Whereas with the apple, the nutrients are really held within the plant cell wall.
So although the vitamins have been absorbed quicker than the apple contains nutrients and compounds that the pills do not.
I want to make sure that I'm getting my RDA. So if you're talking magnesium, our friend the snail, these 6 snails here will give you 103% of your RDA. Just 160 grams buckwheat pasta will give you 100% of your RDA. Surprisingly, one of the highest ingredients for calcium is this whitebait here. Highest ingredients for B12 are cockles here, that'll be 450% of your RDA. Now that's good, because unlike the magnesium, your liver stores B12. One of the most potent ingredients is congrail.
Really?
Well, you only need a slither about that. It's as good as 15,
Depending on how much
15
you
to
hate
20
somebody.
minutes in the sun. What is happening now is they treat mushrooms with UV light, and that ramps their vitamin D content right up.
Just the buckwheat pasta and the whitebait alone add up to over 1,000 calories. Sardines on brown toast along with a milky coffee hits the RDAs for both calcium and vitamin B12s. For lunch, tinned salmon will give you all of your vitamin D RDA plus more B12. For dinner, a bolognese made with soy mince and nutritious brown rice hits your magnesium RDA. That's a whole day's worth of nutritionally dense food for just over 1,200 calories.
Although supplements can be a useful tool to bolster a nutrient-poor diet, for most of us there are loads of regular healthy food choices that give our bodies everything they need.
What I found utterly bizarre about the whole program is, why are we promoting diet culture programs like this on national free-to-view television? Mind is just blown.
The diet claims that the acids in citrus fruit can help regulate digestion. The aim is to consume around 1,000 calories a day, and because it's summer, there's no starchy carbs before marbs.
So basically creating a caloric deficit. And also, that is one highly peer-reviewed source right there.
Written by a Danish sexologist in the 1970s, the sexy pineapple diet describes itself as a revolutionary new method of keeping slim and aerogetic. For 3 days a week, you eat only pineapple.
So this diet isn't necessarily designed to make you lose weight. It's designed to give you a raging horn, which probably doesn't work either.
Finest footballers, so it's time for Irvis to eat like them and train like a pro.
The Greek island of Icaria was my inspiration for this Mediterranean-style diet, and I'm hoping the daily training plan I've designed will turn Theo into a Greek god. The diet is based on food grown in the Greek sunshine, as well as fresh fish caught from the island's waters.
So basically eating like a professional athlete. The diet is designed to get you into a caloric deficit.
Colourful, nutrient-packed salads can help lose 10 pounds. Lean proteins, healthy fats and whole grains should be included in the salads. Give us, O Lord, our daily bread, and Denise's prayers may well have been answered with this diet, which claims that eating bread can reduce other cravings. 8 slices are allowed a day, but it must be special lower-calorie light bread, which is widely available and the key to this diet working.
I mean, there's practically no calories in this bowl, but there's so much volume, she's going to be really full.
It's not necessarily portraying a healthy image or a healthy way to lose weight. If you're looking at this and you're looking at it, as most people are, not from a nuanced perspective. Oh, I need to do a pineapple diet. Eat healthy and try and get into a caloric balance, caloric deficit. And looking at how things are becoming unnuanced, is health, or should I say health at every size. Diets don't work in that kind of thing. All that rubbish, nonsense research from 1955 where only 12 participants it's not relevant for the modern day, basically, that kind of research. But unless you use the factual science and state in there clearly from the very beginning, rather than heavily focusing on what are these fads, these utter nonsense, and preaching how to do a healthy diet properly, then that can potentially be quite damaging. And it allows health at every size, which is also a highly toxic, damaging movement that will end up killing thousands of people. We need to teach people how to eat healthy. This is not teaching them how to eat healthy. And the only way I don't think it's got much more bigger appeal is because this wasn't done on the BBC. If it was done on the BBC, or maybe something like Amazon Prime, then there probably would have been a bigger backlash from the whole community.
How to lose weight well, the summer special.
Ooh, how to lose weight well. Ooh, I know this question. Eat a healthy, balanced diet with all the correct amount of macro and micronutrients while trying to get yourself into a caloric deficit, knowing, or at least having a perception of the calories you are eating.
You eat only pineapple.
Oh, how did I get that so wrong?
Put it simply, a caloric balance is the energy in versus the energy that goes out. More energy taken in than what is required for survival, or less physical activity, that's caloric surplus, you gain weight. Burning more energy than you're taking in, that is referred to as a caloric deficit.
To be fair to the program, there were clear disclaimers that were spoken really, really quickly like this, so you can't really understand them unless you've really slowed it down or have a really good sense of hearing.
Remember, crash dieting is not advised by most health professionals for being unbalanced, and losing a lot of weight quickly can be dangerous and might not offer lasting results. Limited testing was undertaken, and not everyone will experience the same side effects.
That also told you that you shouldn't necessarily follow these, that it could potentially be dangerous for your health, and that you should seek a nutritionist or a dietitian beforehand. And talking about that dietitian, why didn't she even bother turning up for this? The dietitian they had on it clearly programmed and planned the meals they were having in order to make them healthy. But I had to research this to figure out that she was a dietitian. There was no understanding about this from the actual program. So regardless of using disclaimers, unless you're very clear about who everyone is, about the diets and the food people are eating, and these were pre-planned diets, they were done specifically for that individual, and to make sure that they lost weight in that short amount of time. They weren't massive losses of weight. Then someone's going to try this and potentially harm themselves in the process at the most, or at least not lose weight, because they're trying to follow a fad that may or may not work without realizing that a professional helped design this for these participants.
Such persuasive claims from the YouTubers.
Because it works.
I've decided to see for myself if these teas have any effect.
When it comes to these so-called fit teas, let me explain how they work. What they effectively do is they dehydrate you. They make you lose water. They effectively quicken the metabolism and flush it clean. That's not detoxing. It just means you have to sit on the throne more.
It looks Instagrammable. It's something you'd want to share on social media.
Yeah, I just don't like the wording, even like skinny meat.
Yeah, skinny
Why do you
meat,
have to be skinny?
And don't get me started on the bro science, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the social media bro science. Quite often, people will judge their own opinions, not necessarily on the scientific fact, but on the vanity metrics, the views, the likes, the subscribers, whether they have an 8-pack or not, rather than looking at the actual quality of the information and try and base that upon peer-reviewed research. Now, not everyone's going to have access to peer-reviewed research, let alone understand what that journal article or book is actually stating. But you can look around at other information and cross-reference that information. Don't just judge someone's ability to coach someone on this. Just because someone looks a certain way and knows how to train themselves does not necessarily mean they'll be able to train you or be able to provide you a diet that's suited for you and your individual needs.
We often perceive athletes as paragons of health. The average athlete's diet is often too high in calories and too high in carbohydrates for the average individual. It is common to see professional football players like the boys shown to not be able to hack it in the cutthroat world of the lower league and are forced to retire early. When playing, a footballer's diet is often sorted out for them, for their knowledge may not be as strong as it could be.
We drink over 165 million cups of tea every day. Scroll through Instagram and it won't be long before you see some promoting a weight loss or detox tea.
Picking this off at just over 90 kilos, we will see what the tea does to that number over the next few days. I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to last night because I was on the loo.
Ooh, he's hyper.
It says don't use if you get diarrhea.
And so I stopped my trial early.
I'm not surprised I haven't lost any weight, but I do feel quite angry at the disruption to my body.
I'm thirsty, my skin is breaking out. I guess the positive, my bowel movements are quite regular.
I haven't really been as hungry as I normally am because I normally have quite a lot of snacks throughout the day. So my appetite has gone down quite significantly.
She seems really high in caffeine. The rate of speech has gone incredibly high.
I am at 9:12 and I am exactly the same weight as I was before.
That's how you lose weight in a short amount of time. You're losing water weight. You're not actually losing real body fat. You're not burning those calories up in order to be used for your muscles necessarily.
Speeds up metabolism.
No.
Suppresses appetite.
No.
Burns fat.
Absolutely not.
Weight loss.
No.
Deep cleanse.
What does that even mean?
100% guaranteed extreme detox.
What does detox mean? They're almost referring to using tea to detox. Well, our livers and our kidneys generally do a wonderful job of detoxing our body every single day.
This followed the standard reality TV show Channel 4 and Channel 5 format of showing people in their reality and then trying to show what they're like after the reality. Had high quality B-roll, soft lighting and smooth blurs with an interesting use of the transition to try and add to the quick-fired nature of the programme. The show is predominantly aimed at women over a wide variety of ages. This light-hearted show follows 3 sets of friends as they look to lose weight for various reasons. The show's production aims towards not only an older generation, but also to a social media savvy generation of mainly the millennials. The show was slammed for unrealistic dieters. I think that says more about society. We would rather have people entertained by being sprouted with crap information, but have a smile than listen to cold hard fact. I disagree. I think the characters on the show were interesting personalities, but that is unimportant and irrelevant. The scientific exercise science information is what is most important. Although this information was good, it was overshadowed by the following crash fad diets. This lessened the reputation of Xand and Co, and it seemed to almost encourage people to uptake this diet without explaining the nuance and context of the diet.
All in all, I give How to Lose Weight Well Summer Special a score of .
And how about the sexy pineapple diet?
I would say pineapples have been haunting me since.